Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. Today is a super exciting day because Crazy Tube Circuits have just released the new version of their Unobtanium pedal called the Unobtanium RAW. The original version of the Unobtanium came out about a couple of years ago now, and it sort of took the pedal world by storm because it had your unobtainable pedal and unobtainable amplifier in one box. So on the right hand side of the pedal you've got a Klon circuit, and on the left hand side of the pedal you've got a Dumble circuit. What makes the Unobtanium RAW, the new version, different to the old version is the Unobtanium RAW now has a different clipping circuit inside the Klon style of the pedal. So as opposed to using germanium diodes, you can switch between the germanium diodes and also germanium transistors. And the left-hand side of the pedal, the amp in a box style side of the pedal, is now like using the rock setting on a Dumble amplifier as opposed to the jazz setting. Now on my Dumble style amplifier, which is an Amplified Nation overdrive reverb, I never use the jazz setting, it's always on the rock setting as I much prefer it. So this pedal is an absolute dream. So let's start off with hearing my clean tone. And I've purposefully chosen a quite generic sort of Fender style tone. Now first of all, let's start off with the Klon side of the pedal in the stock position, which is the germanium diodes, and then I'll switch over to the OC45 germanium transistors. So even though it's subtle, you get more sustain. You can feel the difference under your fingers. You get more sustain and a little bit more compression. And what's great about this, if you're the sort of person that feels a Klon is a little bit mid-forward, a little bit too mid-heavy, with using the OC45 germanium transistor setting, it gives it a little bit more brightness and clarity. Now, don't think this is just a light gain style overdrive. It can get pretty nasty. Now also on the Klon side of the pedal, as you get with a Klon KTR, you can choose between buffered setting or true bypass. Now moving over to the Dumble side of the pedal, I think this is absolutely fantastic. What we can do with this side of the pedal is to switch it between the steel string singer setting and a Dumble ODS. The Dumble ODS circuit, which is similar to my Amplified Nation overdrive reverb, is much more sort of mid-heavy, while if you switch it over to the steel string singer setting, you're going to get much more sort of top end clarity out of it. And the steel string singer setting for me is absolutely fantastic. But let's hear the difference. Controls on this side of the pedal are all pretty self-explanatory. We've got a volume, we've got gain, we've got tone, obviously the switch between the two different style amps, and then we've got this emphasis control. The emphasis control you can think of as a pre-gain sort of tone control. So if you've got like a darker sounding guitar, you can boost that into the preamp, and if you've got a brighter sounding guitar, you can also cut as well. And it just adds this fantastic top end sparkle. And again, don't just think that this side only does light gain overdrive, because this can get pretty nasty as well. And what's also great about a lot of Crazy Tube Circuits designs are you get an effects loop built into the pedal as well. So if you want to put pedals in between this, you can do, or if you use a switcher and you'd like to run these two pedals independently, you can also do that as well. But also one of the great things about this pedal is that you can stack these two drives as well. So you can get a pretty unlimited amount of fantastic tones out of it. Now, this is a fairly limited edition pedal because there's only a certain amount of these new old stock OC45 transistors available. So as long as Crazy Tube Circuits have these, this pedal is going to be available. But as I said, it is fairly limited. So if you want one, I would highly recommend grabbing one now because it sounds absolutely fantastic. Now lastly, if you still want the original Unobtanium pedal, that's still going to be available, but the Unobtanium RAW is going to be a fairly limited edition pedal. I'll leave all the details for this pedal in the notes below, so if you want to go and check it out, you can. It is an absolutely fantastic pedal that is going straight on my pedal board. Anyway, I really hope you guys got something out of this. If you did get something out of it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click on the bell button and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul and I'll see you next time. Cheers.